recognized, sir.
Senator, thank you so much, and thank you all for giving me the opportunity to address you. My name is Gary Bledsoe. I'm president of the NAACP in Texas. I come before you as a Texan that would like to say that we all share much in common. And I'm very concerned about where we are going in our state. And for the inability to use a lesser term, I must say that it is clear that the legislation before you that you're now considering, SB 1, is anti-black and anti-brown. And I use those terms very measurably, but sincerely, because of a number of reasons. And I know that very powerful people are pushing SB 1, and that very powerful people, not just in this state, but around the nation, would like to see these laws implemented. And you will have a decision to make, whether you stand on the side of people of both parties, such as Everett Dirksen or Bill Ratliff on the Republican side, or people like Lyndon Baines Johnson, Barbara Jordan, and Henry B. Gonzalez on the Democratic side. Because you have a choice to make, but it's clear that your choice, even if race is not expressly mentioned in the bill, like I've heard Senator Hughes mention, it's clear that the impact will be negative against African Americans and Latinos. And it also will negatively impact the disabled community. Some of the things in the bill in reference to disabled community are really pretty shocking and disappointing that they would actually be included in a piece of legislation. One of the things that we see is that there seems to be an all-out attack or assault on minority election officials. We see as though the things that they've done to stem the tide and try to preserve the interests of minority voters in the past is now being turned against them. And they're being defrocked, and they're being subjected to potential criminal prosecutions. And when you join that with the fact that, let's say, for example, some of the things that you want to change maybe should be changed, but why is it that you criminalize the conduct? Why don't you make a decision to say we're going to have training, or we're going to require some other kind of remedy if there is an issue? But the mere fact that one goes straight to criminal prosecution means that, in my opinion, there's nefarious intent behind the legislation, because there's no intent to be collaborative or to work with other individuals under any circumstance. I think the attack on individuals who want to assist voters will have a chilling effect on individuals who want to assist individuals who may be in need of assistance for any reason. And one of the issues that grabs me is that when you may be transporting a disabled or a voter who is in need of assistance, or you may be trying to work with them to get them to vote absentee, the declaration requirements that are there, and the fact that you have to give testimony as to what you understand in reference to an individual and their circumstance. It's a couple of problems with that. One is that means you have to give private information you may not want to give to someone. And number two, it exposes that to the world. But also, it potentially puts the helper against the helpee, because obviously there will be a situation of whether or not what was communicated seems to be accurate, and you seek to potentially destroy a relationship or undermine or intimidate people from actually being good Samaritans. I think that what's occurring here with poll watchers is really disappointing, because the poll watchers are empowered to such an extent they become overseers, like on a plantation, and they're sent out more to watch and see what the slaves are doing on the plantation. Because the poll watchers that we've seen in Harris County and Bowie County and in other places have gone into minority neighborhoods and really been very belligerent and I might add McLennan County to that as well. But there are many other counties too. And when they go and they act in a certain way in our neighborhoods, but there's nothing in the bill that seems to redress their conduct. There's nothing in the bill that says if they do something wrong that they're subject to criminal prosecution. So what this does is it elevates the poll watcher to where they're greater than the election judge, changing many, many years of Texas law where the election judges had the authority to run their polling places as if they were a district judge. That doesn't apply now. The balance of power has been changed, and it's been changed to give power to individuals that we've had the most problem with,